Yo, what's up, everyone? Cheers, David, for our first podcast.
Welcome to the
Pew.
Dope WeTweak podcast.
Yes, I do the voiceover. So, welcome to this first podcast.
We are here to give the truth and only the truth about
My
the
name
truth.
is Philip,
I'm David.
and we are the co-founders of WeTweak. In the past Fragment Audio, we decided to make our first podcast for WeTweak.
So people got to know a bit more about the whole WeTweak project.
Exactly. So this first episode is gonna be more about who we are, where we're from, where we're going with
The vision behind WeTweak.
Exactly. And next podcast we will invite some guests. We will chit chat on many topics around music, production, business, whatever.
And we're going to give away one Lamborghini, so stay until the end if you want to get that fucking Lambo.
Yeah. I'm not paying that. So
Let's get started.
yeah, let's get started. To start this first podcast, I also want to do a giveaway of our last plugin that we have just released, Hammer. So comment this video and we will select a winner to get Hammer plugin for free.
And a strawberry sandwich.
Yeah, but I'm not sure this one will arrive in a healthiest
We try.
Since day one of Fragment Audio and WeTweak, we always wanted to be 300%, 3000%,
9,000%.
9,000 transparent with our
everything.
community of professional artists we're working with, or sound designers, teachers, but also with the community. And we trend with our platform, our tools, and our communication, and the way we share things to be always transparent. So to start being transparent, which date it is. So like that, you know when we started recording it and when it was released. So
True.
we are the
8th of July.
8th of July. So 8th of July, first podcast of WeTweak. Let's go.
So I suggest we give some more details about what is WeTweak about. Why did it become WeTweak?
What is WeTweak?
What is WeTweak? I don't know.
What is WeTweak?
A bunch of guys trying to make just some random sounds to inspire other guys.
Random sounds.
No.
Now,
To be-
properly, maybe let's start from the beginning, because something that I noticed on socials, a lot of people are, even this morning, they just discovered the interview of Angerfist, which is very amazing. I love this interview. So far, the best interview we have done for WeTweak. And this morning, one of old customers from the family of Fragment Audio texted, "Oh, that's crazy! You did an interview with Angerfist." It has been over 1 year that we released this interview, and he didn't know that Angerfist released his first exclusive sample pack for WeTweak in collaboration with us. And when he discovered that, it was mind-blowing. Like,
It was actually the very first pack under WeTweak.
yeah, exactly. No, that's
Amazing.
True. That's true.
Shout
And it
out
has
to
been-
Danny.
Yeah, shout out to Danny, and shout out to Akira that
Yeah, the real G that
made
made it happen.
the bridge between us. What maybe we should talk is like, okay, where are we from? So
From the
Fragment
streets,
Audio?
man.
No, from Fragment Audio to WeTweak, because I realized that because of socials, we know that we are not like 3 trillion millions company that can invest a lot of in ads. So most of the community, even they know Fragment Audio and keep getting our tools. They keep commenting stuff from Fragment Audio, but they don't know yet that
Yeah,
we changed
so
WeTweak. It has been 2 years that we
To give a clearer
transform.
perspective to the
Yeah.
people that are watching, you guys are 60,000 users around Fragment Audio, and yet we're still early, of course, but only 2,000 to 3,000 of you know that Fragment Audio is WeTweak. So why did we make Fragment Audio, and why is it WeTweak today? So let's start by that point, which is, I guess, something some people might be interested.
Yeah. And for
and
those
don't know why.
who know just WeTweak and are discovering us, this is a bit of our story. So we started almost 9
8-9 years ago.
years
Yeah,
ago.
something like that.
I was very young. I'm still young.
You're still super young.
But I mean, like, before Fragment Audio, we were working for
Many companies
for making samples, and we were sound designing, and it was my first student job. Actually, I was
true.
helping you making it. We did ADM packs, hardcore
The drum and
packs,
bass, EDM.
drum and bass,
For
breakbeat
brands that
stuff,
you guys
etc.
probably already know that we don't need to name in this podcast. But yeah, it started by that. We worked for years literally doing sound packs for our
Yeah.
not competitors, but let's say kind of competitors today.
Mhm.
And one thing that motivated us to create our own platform, that was Fragment Audio 9 years ago, was...
It was first before Fragment Audio, because we changed last minute before publishing it. It was Dynamic Audio.
Yeah, luckily
Remember?
we called it
You remember?
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's say
So
that
many moves around the project.
I used to receive reports from those companies around every 6 months.
Yeah, we got it like
Around.
every 6 months, and
And it used to be just some random Excel report with not so much details. And when you invest weeks working around the pack and
Mhm.
you only have, let's say, a sample of the money
yeah.
that you made with it 6 months later, it's kind of hard to make it a full-time job.
Mhm.
And we wanted to make it a full-time job, like at some point I was doing with music. And we said, okay, so fuck it, we'll do our own platform. Like this, we have full control on our content, and we'll see.
Yeah.
And it happens that we did not 100 times more, but maybe 1,000 times more than when we used to work with those big companies.
Yeah.
So we decided to share the opportunity with also our friends. All the artists that you know under Fragment Audio just share the same vision. They were looking just for a cool place where they can share sounds that not so many people were doing at that moment.
Mhm.
I mean, not to exaggerate, but I guess we were kind of the first ones doing serum packs for hardcore at that time.
Maybe I'm not sure, but it's possible. But what it was cool, it was the way we communicated with the community, the whole community, the users and the artists we're working with, and you know, because we always wanted to make by producers, because we are producers for producers, and this is something very important for us when we create a sample pack, when we created the platform WeTweak, etc.
Or the VST.
It's the vision is always with the community.
True.
And when we were working on Fragment Audio, that was, I think, the thing that made Fragment Audio as it was, and super active community, etc. For that segment, that is our segment.
Proximity, really.
Yeah, kind of proximity. We were doing small live streams with some people, etc.
We almost know,
sharing
let's
the
say,
tracks, etc.
on the 16th.
We should do again those live streams. We are waiting to have a proper connection, but
We live under a rock
But
without any
we
connection
should do
here.
again the live streams where we listen to the tracks and give feedbacks, because
True.
people might look for this, I guess.
Yeah.
Some of them, no?
I think, yeah, they really enjoyed it. I mean,
Let us know in the comment if it is something that you guys want to. Maybe a bit of story. David, for those who don't know you, David started many years ago compared to me, because we are brothers, but they have 10 years more than me.
different, yeah.
And when he moved from where we live, he forgot his laptop at home. I was 10 years old, and I was looking to play what's called démineur in English.
I don't know.
Here is a picture of the démineur. And I found Ableton. And I started making shit on Ableton.
And he fell into the rabbit hole.
I fell into the rabbit hole, exactly. And since then, making music. But if I come back to the story, David has his own labels: Necrologic Recording, Agnostic Recording, in the past Egoist, that doesn't exist anymore, AK Industry, or alias Homeboy, and we have together a duo called Arid. And we were always looking for tools for us.
First of all, I think we really created what we needed, starting from the platform.
Let's give a secret. Like Current Value, we were a big fan of his music, and we were dreaming to have his sounds, just to learn how we do it, you know. and he gave us a punch in the face when he sent the pack, because we were super happy to know that he agreed on making the first collection, because we have 2 collections, but the first collection was something for us, emotional for us, because when we received it, we were super curious to see the template, Ableton template that he made for the demo audio of the pack, and as a template to educate the ones that purchased the collection. We were the first ones learning from that.
It was about demystify the whole secret.
It was like less than 10 tracks and only Serum, and the track was a banger just with the stock plugins.
Stock plugins, the most efficient way, I guess, of using stock plugins ever.
For me, it was something crazy to see, like, oh my god, this guy is so efficient. And
because you imagine a whole thing around the tracks.
And at this moment, it made me realize that
less is more.
Less is more, yeah. And it's not the tools that you use, but the way you use them. Yeah. And Current Value just proved that, okay, I just need some tools that I know how to tweak it perfectly, and I can do anything without,
Yeah.
And I think if you have like your top 20 plugins, even top 10 plugins, and a DAW, it's enough,
Of course.
But
this was a great surprise. Many others followed, but the thing I guess that made Fragment Audio what was Fragment Audio was the proximity we had with the community.
Yeah.
Because every product that we created was first asked by the people following us and our customers, and we always built every collection around the customer.
Yeah.
And at some point, we won a grant with a contest here, an innovation contest on technology. And
here's the grant is behind you.
Yeah.
Not the grant, but the prize.
So we won the trophy. This grant with a bunch of bags of money that we reinvested all of it, one penny by penny, into WeTweak. And why did we create WeTweak? Because we wanted to offer more possibilities, whatever it was for the professional artists or the community, the users, to push it further, to give way more possibilities of monetizing, but most of all to have a full control on the content and a full transparency to distribute their content, to not be dependent on a third person or reports, because we also were doing reports, but every month manually. Now we're trying to kind of scale and automate all that process, so everyone is in full control of his content, everyone is in full control of his own payments regarding the content.
Yeah.
And that's why we built WeTweak. And why did we change Fragment Audio for WeTweak? Fun fact is because we couldn't protect Fragment Audio. There was a legal issue because you cannot protect audio in the name, if I remember right. Yeah. So we had to change, and because our whole project is focused on the community of music producers, we said it's from us for us at the end. Yeah. So we for the community side and tweak because
still tweaking sounds.
Keep tweaking the shit out of music every day. So that's why it's called WeTweak.
Yeah.
And we just started. It's been
we had the super idea to say, okay, so if the let's say the brand is WeTweak, so the community are the tweakers.
Yeah, that was the worst idea.
Worst idea because it's not our native language, like we are.
Yeah, no French shit. They didn't notice it yet.
and the first post we did, we said,
"Hi tweakers,
become a tweaker," or something like that.
But in the US, a tweaker is a guy on meth.
It's two weakers, like people that take meth and during 2 weeks they are fucked up. But whatever. And we realized that we were so disappointed about that. It was funny, but we were so disappointed because it was funny in a certain way to say tweakers,
Yeah.
But whatever. Now we don't give a fuck about it. But we tweak, as you said. Because we are a community since day one of Fragment Audio, and tweak because we tweak. And it was not just because of the name, but we really wanted to have something that represents 300% what we do and for who we do that. And as I said just at the beginning of the podcast, we produce our tools.
First of all, for us and
by
for
producers for producers. This is really a tagline for me of this whole project and what we have done so far since day one. Because even the producers that work with us, like for example Akira, did an amazing job on all the things you have done. The
Yeah,
sample
big
pack,
shout out to everyone, really everyone that
supporting the
supported
project, etc.
from Fragment Audio to now, including Akira, Jaron from Neophyte, Angerfist, Current Value, all the drum and bass
Prototype
guys.
Record are the last ones to join.
Sorry for the ones missing. I mean, you guys are too many, but massive respects. If we are here today, it's also because of that.
There is even like artists that never release anything, but they keep
supporting us.
Like DJ Mad Dog.
But they're not supporting us. They're supporting the vision of what is WeTweak about.
They use tools, etc. So thank you so much. Since day one, you guys are there. Keep using our tools. Keep providing
bringing on ideas.
We are reading all your feedbacks. There is not one feedback from the community. Anyone from the community I didn't read.
No, we cannot apply all of them, but...
No, but I try to reply to everyone, like you, too. If it's not me, it's David replying most of the time, or someone from the team. There is also Maxime Leduc working with us a lot on the project. Maxime Leduc have other side records. He worked on the Hammer plugin. Past 2 years, he developed his engine so crazy. So we have updates coming because it's kind of beta right now, let's be honest.
It's super early. I mean, we were not even supposed to release it that early.
But so many people asking to release it because they have heard about it, so we did it.
So let's say we are in the alpha version, kind of. Not really, but to just give a picture on it. We on the version -1, and there is still massive updates coming in. And it's going to be
collections from
artists.
From prototypes like Nagasaki and Iridium worked on presets. So funny because on the last podcast we did, they behind the scene we were listening to the presets that they have done so far, and they made some snares, pads or leads and stuff like that. And Hammer was on purpose for hardcore kick, techno kick,
the original idea behind Hammer was to, let's say, give the possibility for hard music producers, because the chain FX and the purpose of the whole way it's built right now, it's to make it more easy in the layering aspect of making kicks. Of course, you can do whatever you want with it, but the first idea and the existing plugins in the chain FX was originally built for hard kicks. And again, it was something requested by our community that we made happen. And the second purpose of it was like so many users had thousands of samples from us, and it was to give them the opportunity to give a second life to these samples so they can reuse it and create again new kicks with it. But there's going to be a second life to Hammer. Maybe it's not going to be Hammer, maybe it's going to be Hammer. But there's going to be some crazy shit coming around it. Not much info for right now, but we are working day and night to make it the best VST you can find for whatever style it is, because it's going to be adapted to every genre, kind of, in a way or another. But for now, we are so grateful and thankful to whatever it's pro artists, starting from the top to the bottom, that gives us feedback and ideas. And it is what it is today. It's the early version again. There's so much going to come around it, and it's going to be built again by our users. Everything that we're upgrading right now, it's from feedbacks and requests from Discord and comments.
Yeah, that's true. And now our Discord, we started a few weeks ago when we launched Hammer. We had the Discord for over 1 year now, but we were not super active there. Because we are learning. It was the first time on Discord, etc. But with Hammer, we really started to try to learn and see how it works. Thank you for, I don't know if I pronounce it well, Air Jokel or something like that. I'm super sorry.
What?
Yeah, it's one guy on Discord. I promoted him as moderator. He's helping me
to
set up the Discord. And
say again the name.
Air Joker, something like that. Okay. Aim Joker, I don't know. I don't have my phone.
Apologize.
It's recording. I cannot check. I'm super sorry. I misspelled it, so I will put the name. And thank you so much for helping us setting up. He had a great idea. We introduced that on Discord, but we have to work on it to make people do. We created a channel for collaborations.
Yep.
So the idea he had, it was like, maybe there is some people that have kind of a blank page or don't want to finish alone the project, and maybe wants to learn from other artists, they can just post the project or the stems of a track on the Discord, and if someone is interested, can download it and finish the track or give another version, and maybe we can even on this channel to start it. We could, for example, give some stems and people work one after the other on the program. It could be like 10 people. Like, there is some hip hop crews rapping. Yeah. There are like 10, 20 guys rapping.
Let's tell people we are still a small team.
Could be funny.
We are around 9 people working behind WeTweak
track,
But we only have 2 hands each person working here.
Yeah.
And there is a lot going on. But coming back to, let's say, the origin of the project and why it is going like it is and where we're going. This
podcast is going in so many ways. We are sorry, there is no much
We're not sorry. This is just us. We're just fucking ADHD guys. And whatever you think about, just say it. Anyway.
Let's just be natural. That's what we are here. But there is not much structure, but it's the first podcast. And we just want to hang out and talk about the project. And for those who want to follow, they have a better vision of where it comes from and where we're going.
And where we're going. One thing that motivates all the big names you see on WeTweak is just the vision behind the project, which is not, let's say, we're not creating a money machine for, let's say, a huge capitalism way, but more using the way of monetizing what you do as music producer in ways that many are not taking advantage of. Yeah. That's one point, because, of course, every artist has to live. They do need to make side incomes aside of the gigs, and it's the perfect way. And the other thing that motivates all the big guys, and that's one of the main things we talked about with Angerfist, is really we need to create the next generation. We need to give them the opportunities that we didn't have the chance to have. Yeah, I mean, I would fucking dream when I started and I was 16 to find so many presets and so many sample packs with that quality. Yeah. And that's something...
Because just of using them, it's because you learn from them. Like presets at the beginning, like I didn't know any shit about synthesis and stuff like that.
You learn a lot behind it.
And it was a bit massive. And I downloaded a preset pack. I was like, I installed it, blah, blah, blah. It was a mess for me. And I started to just learn each presets, how they were made and what it was doing, etc., tweaking the knobs, etc., and I learned like that. And then it was easier for me to understand what was an oscillator, an LFO, etc. And I basically learned synthesis like that with the presets.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And, there is always the beginner or the lazy.
I learned a lot from that.
That just drag and drop.
Because you cannot when you have a sound, a sample. Let's say you have a kick, an audio file. Yeah. Of course, you can really try to see how it's made, but I mean, it's not the same like when you have a preset and you can turn off and on every part of the preset and see what affects what in the sound. So that's, let's say, the wicked part about all the Serum workflow, which is compared to massive, total other level of approach. And I learned a lot with the presets, and I made a lot out of them. Yeah. And we encourage every artist that wants to create not only a value for the next generation, but a side income. I mean, it's a great opportunity. Akira literally bought 3 houses in Qatar, about 2 Lamborghinis, 6 Rolex. So there is some money to make behind it. I mean, it's not only a good way to make a side income, but also to help the next generation the way you did and got some help in some way. Yeah. So that's what is WeTweak about. And now we're building, we have hundreds of collections coming in that we didn't have time yet to upload. Apologize for every artist waiting yet. The platform is not finished. We're still building it. Yeah. It's not some Wix or a WordPress system. It's something we built from zero.
We started with Wix, for those who know.
With Fragment Audio, but
how not to make websites today. There's like tools like Wix, WordPress, PrestaShop, whatever. We started with Wix. We moved to PrestaShop.
And now we build it from zero.
And now we build each knob, each text.
Every line of code is homemade.
With our partner, VNV. Yeah. And shout out to Fabien, maybe he's watching the video. Cheers. And his brother, because they have the company
It's
together.
2 music brothers, our partners.
Yeah, that's funny. Quite funny. They are
investors in the company. We built it from zero. It's a platform entirely coded from zero. There is no pre-made system behind it because we really wanted something custom for the artists. Yeah. Again, by artists for artists. And one of the other purpose we have with WeTweak is not only to give away knowledge about the sound design or making tracks. But now we also have, let's say, kind of 10 years of experience in music business to share with our community that we're going to start build up. So there's going to be a ton of courses around whatever it's sound design, about music legal aspects, but also business now. And how did we did it actually? How did we made it happen? That you can also make it happen. So there's going to be a lot of knowledge. And again, our mission, and that's why I wake up every morning, is really to inspire people and give people the chance that we didn't have. I mean, I had some friends helping me.
It's the most funny part. It's to at the end, when we release a tour and you see the feedbacks of most of people. Of course, it's impossible to have 100% everyone happy, but when most of people are happy, and it's super grateful to see that you made a tool
that is helping someone,
or with artists that we work with, and it's helping someone or to learn or to finish a track or just to inspire sometimes. And it's super grateful to see that the work we have done is really helping or really inspiring someone.
Yeah, and we want to push it still 100.
That's one of the things I most love. It's to help the community on that point of view.
It's I mean, I know it's the same for you, but it is really the main motivation every morning at 4 a.m. when we start our sport before going to work. It's really to
drinking beer, starting the sport.
Joke aside, we do wake up super early, and you do need to have a really strong motivation to push the days we're going through. And the only motivation we have, it's really to help the next music producer to make it in a way or another. It can be at a small scale, let's say just learn about music, or it can make about just if we can help someone from A to Z to follow his path and become a real artist. It's what really makes us, let's say, keep going.
Yeah, and even before Fragment Audio, I cannot count how many music producers.
Yeah, one-to-one.
Just here in the country that we have helped one-to-one in our music studio.
Absolutely.
Because this was one of the things that inspired us to make the sample packs, etc. So yeah, that's quite funny, like to see to give us kind of a flashback from where we're from, because
we started playing in caves at 7 o'clock in the morning randomly around Europe, and it evolved. But again, it's something that some producers don't understand, is like there is no success overnight, or there is no talent. There is only work behind the passion. And that's something I really encourage, because there is so many of the artists we know that really wants to have things in a stress way, like I want to be famous tomorrow. It's not about famous, it's about how much discipline you put into your work and how much consistency. And just to remind you, we started this adventure 10 years ago. It didn't happen over 1, 2 or 3 years. Same for music. So if we are here today, is to share all of this with you guys. This is the first episode. Many are going to come. Let's say, we're not going to talk about success, because there is no value behind it. We're going to talk about every wrong decision we made. Or every bad experience we had, so we can avoid other people to have it. I think that's the most interesting.
What to do to fail.
Exactly. It's going to be, might be the title of the podcast. How to fail your music career. No, jokes aside. This was the first episode. We would be super happy if you guys comment with ideas, suggestions, or stuff you want to know, or that we could create together, because it's all about that WeTweak, is creating something together to help the next one. So let's keep going. Comment in this podcast if you want to win a Hammer or a Lamborghini. You might have more chances to win a Hammer. But again,
or a small Lamborghini,
a small one, right?
And maybe as we are talking, just short, long story short, but we started at the beginning the project Fragment Audio with Strobe Studio, that for many reasons he moved to another country.
He's one of the founders,
and he have now his own platform where he is a teacher, so he made a lot of courses, but in French. He have a YouTube channel in French. He have
he's number one, I guess, in
a
French
big community watching
he's
his
the real
content.
G.
He's the real G. Shout out to him. We started our podcast in French with him. We did already 3 or 4 episodes. I don't know which one are already released, but it's coming maybe one per month.
Yeah, it's in French, so we decided to do this one in English.
In English,
for
yeah,
our
because
community.
at the beginning we wanted to share it also on YouTube, the same podcast. But the problem is that
You guys are too tired to read subtitles.
yeah, so we didn't want to use like AI to translate the vocals.
No, I want to keep it real.
Yeah, so even if my English is not perfect sometimes, I prefer to do it like that, having a AI doing some weirdo stuffs, and it's not really natural, you know. So if you guys are French speaking French, know how
Go check
Stroke
the
Studio
tutorials.
and want to learn about music mastering, engineering, etc. Even sound design. He have a proper channel. I suggest you to follow him.
And it's dope.
Check his
Everything
content.
we do
And
is
we have a
about
podcast in French there.
dopeness. Dopeness is what I like the most.
Yeah. And they have a super energy. That's why I love to work with him. Maybe next time we will do one in English where we invite him to.
No, I'm not sure I want to invite him. This guy's a fucking grumpy. It's always a pain in the ass to make his podcast.
If you already watched the video in French, he is a grumpy. That's true.
He's the grumpiest sound
But
engineer
I love
you will
this
ever
CD.
met.
I love him.
But we love him. It's been
Yeah.
a long adventure. It's about 20 years soon. I know him,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
it's been a long way.
With
I'm happy he was of the initial
with
co-founders,
Strokecore.
and I'm happy he made it with his studio.
Yeah.
So fuck off, Igo. We love you.
Yeah. So yeah.
Let's close this podcast.
Okay. So thank you for watching it. I hope we see you very soon. Maybe we don't know which frequency we release the podcast.
One every 6 months, probably.
No, I think we'll do more than that. I think we will do more than one every 6 months, but whatever. We will try to keep it. If you have ideas or suggestions for
Anything, just comment if you want us to talk about whatever
we
subject.
will have some invitees to the podcast. Next
Yes.
ones are Nagasaki. Some guests, it's gonna be Nagasaki and Iridium from Prototype Records. We recorded that podcast on our studio in Lausanne. And yeah, I hope you enjoy both of podcasts, this one and the next one coming soon.
And keep it as dope as possible.
Yeah, so
Shout out
Let
to
us-
all of you guys.